Yeah, it's cool and all to be that super nerdy babe 9 to 5 doing research, attending classes and studying from morning to night. That sounds brilliant, but that can never be me. I need a way to be both that super nerdy girl but still a baddie at night, still pursuing my side hustle dreams and bringing my passion to life. Doing this means my productivity level needs to be top notch, and here's how I balance it all in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. First of all, disclaimer, I might be struggling to talk because I have a cold. So hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Benita Osele, also known as Simply Sose on all platforms. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, what's good, what's poppin'? I'm here today to tell you this is our first ever chemical engineering docu series. Every single thing I talk about in this series wouldn't just be for chemical engineers. It could be for mechanical engineers, it could even be for law students, it could be for business students and stuff like that. I am a senior, so fourth year chemical engineering, chemical and biomolecular engineering student at the University of Maryland, College Park. I'm a senior, guys. I survived chemical engineering. Wow. So this is my last semester. So I'll be graduating this year, May 2022. And I just wanted to document my senior year. To start off this video, I'm not gonna bore you guys with so much information. I'm just gonna go straight to the point, and I'm gonna show you guys see B-rolls and everything of how I do everything. So I'm a very chill student, engineering student. If you guys follow me on Instagram and all these things, you see I love to vibe. Like, I love to enjoy myself, I love to go out, I love to eat. And in order for me to do all these things, I have to have a good schedule. I have to make to-do lists. The first thing I do when prepping for college is obviously my Google Calendar. So I'm gonna show you guys my Google Calendar. This is it right here. It looks a little bit intimidating. It looks a little bit busy. It's not really that busy because right now I plan my Google Calendar every week. Last time I used to plan on Fridays because I learned this from my brother. I'll plan on Fridays everything that I have to do, and I'll plan it out. And I realized that didn't work for me because I will see that I spend more time doing certain tasks and I get discouraged, or I will see like maybe my time for enjoyment comes and stuff like that, and I'm like, I end up not doing certain things. So the way I organize my Google Calendar now is that I'm able to create time for free time. I'm not really time blocking per se, but I'm still putting down what I need to get done. And I journal like in my Notion, which I just started recently. I'll show you guys. I journal how much time it takes for me to do maybe a hidden math assignment, or how much time it takes for me to do a thermodynamics. I'm not taking thermo right now, but I'm taking hidden math. How much it takes for me to do thermodynamics homework and stuff like that, for example. So the first thing I do every semester, and I'm still doing, is, and I did this semester, I already did it, I'm sorry guys, I would have shown you guys how I did it, but I put my classes. So we have this thing called Test Studio. If you guys go to UMD, you guys know what Test Studio is. Test Studio is where you find your grades. Test Studio is where you find your school timetable, your schedule, and all of that. So I go to Test Studio and I pull out my schedule, and then I put in my Google Calendar all the classes that I have. So for example, I have Biopharm CHB 474 on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I put it down in my Google Calendar. So the purple coordination is for school and the orange is for my regular life, my day-to-day lifestyle and stuff like that. I also make to-do list every single day or the day before, and to do that I used to use this app called Trello. Trello is really good for making to-do lists, but then I found out I started using Notion this year because for my Notion I have my goals there. I just wanted a platform where I could just do everything on, and Notion had that for me. So I started using Notion Notion has the same interface that Trello has, which is it has where you can put the list of to-dos under to-do, and then you put what you're doing and then what you've done. Like you can just move the tabs through, and that's why I love Notion and Trello. But then with Notion, I'm able to just have everything that I do in it. So this is what my Notion dashboard looks like, and I titled my you guys probably see in the b-roll, but I titled this study sesh, and then I put a list of stuff that I'm planning to do today. I haven't really written what I want to do today because today is kind of my chill day, and I've already planned to film this video for you guys today. It's Sunday, by the way. So yeah, that's basically it. And then as I do it, I move it to the next tab, which is under doing. So like you guys can see, I start doing my presentation for 4:46. I'm actually done with this, so I can move it here. Finish 4:20 for homework. I'm actually done with that. Move that there. Stuff like that. And one thing I will tell you guys, and one thing I didn't do, especially in my my freshman year, was I would plan things I would do. And I was such a bad planner. I'll plan, I'll say, oh, I'm gonna do this, that. I'll write like 20 things to do for the day. How am I gonna get that done? I don't even know. All right, 20 things to do for the day. I end up doing just 1 or 2 because I don't journal. That's something I started doing. I journal down, I write down, okay, 4:46 homework takes me 3 hours. Next time, if I see it takes me shorter, I'll document it so I get an estimate of how much amount of time it takes me to do a certain kind of work. So last time, freshman year, I would literally write 20 things to just 2 things and be like, oh, planning is not for me. How would planning be for me when literally I'm trying to kill myself? Another thing that I did that was really bad was I sometimes wouldn't review what I planned. Let's say I planned the night before. The next day, I just start my day. I don't go over, okay, what do I want to do and stuff like that. Another thing you can implement if it works for you is time blocking. So that one I did in like my sophomore year. So what I would do, I wish I could like go back in time and look at my Google Calendar, but I would literally go on Fridays and I would log in everything that I wrote in my Trello. At that time I used to use Trello. My Trello to-do list, I will put it into my Google Calendar, and I will put timestamps, time blocks of how long I want to take to do it. I found that didn't work all the time because certain homeworks, like I said, would take me really long time to complete. So what I started doing now is write in my to-do list on Notion. After doing that, make sure I review it every single day. When I wake up, I look at every single thing that I've planned for the day, and then I would have that to-do list. I have my schedule, and then I'll just set out times in my Google Calendar when I want to get these things done. I won't put a necessary time estimate. I'll just put like an abbreviation, and then I tweak it as I go. If it takes me longer, then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna give myself extra 1 hour. That's why in my Google Calendar, I make sure that I have free time to account for some of these things, and also free time in case my friend is like, oh, let's go grab lunch, and I didn't plan that for the day. I kind of have a way to just move around things in my calendar. Okay, up next, I'm gonna talk about being a multifaceted engineering student or a multifaceted student, college student in general. So I am someone that's interested in so many things. If you guys already know me, you know I love music, I love creating content. I am a content creator. I do it for fun. I don't really make a living out of it yet. I'm saying yet because I will one day. Yeah, so I do content for fun. Like for example, filming this video for you guys is something I do on my free time as well. So being a multifaceted being, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with exploring your options. There's nothing wrong with having fun as an engineering student or as a college student. You need to have fun for your sanity, okay? Like engineering, for example, is hardcore. It can make you go nuts. It can make you cry. So you need to make sure you're doing things that you love aside from engineering. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that throughout my college degree. If you guys want to know more, stay tuned for this series, okay? I'm gonna gist you guys. Anyways, all you have to make sure is you're creating time for it and you're not prioritizing the wrong things over the high priority things. What do I mean by that? So if you want to be a content creator, cool. Like me, I am a content creator. I had to learn that I cannot choose content creator over my career, which is engineering. So one thing I had to do is make sure that I am mostly vlogging and filming stuff on the weekends. So during COVID time, that was a whole different story because we're having classes from home and stuff like that. So during that time, what I would do is film on a weekday, but it wouldn't be when I'm having classes. So now that it's not COVID time, I film on the weekends only, and I edit during the week, cool, but that's only after my schoolwork is done. So one thing that will help me, like for example, sometimes I work with some brands, like I create content, either gifted or paid, whatever, mostly gifted kind of content for brands. One thing I would do is I would make sure as I film those videos, I'll try my best to edit it as soon as I film it, just so that I have it in bulk. Just so as I'm filming, I'm editing and stuff like that. If I can't do it, because sometimes creating content can be very stressful. After I'm done, I just want to eat and watch Love Island. What I would do is I would make sure I plan out my schedule to have a time free after doing schoolwork that I can edit those videos. Now we're going to touch on other things that are very important to be able to stay on top of your game in school. So I had to learn this. Guys, read your syllabus, okay? You need to read your syllabus carefully. So one thing I do when the school starts, I pick up my syllabus, go through it quite quickly. I usually, like, before I did this actually this semester, last semester, I've been doing this. Before school starts, I read my syllabus, and then I take out, okay, all the office hours, because office hours are very important. Office hours is when you can ask your teachers questions. You can also have TA office hours where you can ask teaching assistants questions on problems that you have. Everyone needs to go to office hours, okay? Except you're a genius. Even geniuses go to office hours. So one thing I do is I get everyone's office hours into my calendar as well. The syllabus also contains the days of your exams. So it's very, very great to put your exam dates in your Google Calendar as well. Especially if you're someone like me, for example, that I take longer to retain information. Like I actually have to study information like 2 weeks before the exam, get used to solving these problems and stuff like that before the exam, because if I try to do, sometimes I do, I'm not like gonna come here and form, like sometimes I don't do an overnight grinding, I do most of the time, but it hasn't really helped me a lot. Like throughout my college experience, the times that I study 2 weeks before and the times that I do overnight studying, there's a huge difference in how I perform in those exams. So when you get your syllabus at the beginning of the semester, put your exam dates, put them down in that syllabus. It's gonna help you a lot. Plan and just you won't get surprised when you go to class 1 week before the exam and the professor is like, the exam is next Monday, and you're like, ooh. You don't want to be alarmed, you don't want to be shocked, so you better put your exams in your calendar. Okay, another thing you need to account for, especially those of you that are social butterflies, that are in fraternities, sororities, those things are also great when you're in college. I'm not in any of those. I'm not in a sorority, all of that jazz. It's not for me. Those of you that are into those kind of stuff, you also are in maybe ASA, that's African Student Association, or Latin Student Association, so many different organizations, Black Engineering Society, or whatever organization you're in. You need to account for those as well in your calendar. Make sure you have those out there. It's great for connecting with people, networking, all of that jazz. That is very important as well if you want to build that social community. So last thing that I put in my calendar and I also plan for is like research, organization, anything that has to do with building your career outside of school, like researching for maybe professors, or even applying to jobs, internships, interviewing for that, stuff like that. Those things are very important to account for, especially me that's graduating this semester. I have to make sure I'm accounting for interview prepping sessions, prepping for interviews, having interviews, time to have interviews and stuff like that. Also, I'm an undergraduate research student, so I perform research with one of my professors outside of my schoolwork. I just do it to build my resume, build my experience and my skills. That's something to also account for in your calendar. I advise you guys, if that's something you're interested in, you should definitely get into research. If you're interested in interning outside of school, definitely do it, because it's very important for getting a job in the future and building your resume. So definitely add that to your calendar, like put that there. Yeah, those are all the tips, and that's how I prep for the semester. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was very short and straight to the point. I'm gonna have more other exciting content for this docu-series, so you guys better come prepared, okay? Like, I'm not playing with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know in the comments as well what you would love to see. What I'll say is chemical engineering has been a journey. It's been a ride. If you guys have any questions for me, leave it down in the comment down below. If you would love to connect as well, my information is also in the description box. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.